So I'm basically famous now. 1,000 subscribers, over 1,000 subscribers. Pretty cool. I'm glad you guys enjoy my videos. I think a lot of people are watching it for educational reasons, and that's awesome. Just don't believe everything I say, please, because I really don't know a lot of the technical stuff about these cars. I just turn wrenches. So one thing I'm wanting to address next, while I'm still waiting on my spacer for my intake manifold, is my cold side intercooler piping. It is awful. This was like a quick temporary thing I did to work with my PPF intake manifold just to get by with, and fixing it hopefully finally. If I can TIG weld worth of crap, since I'm new to TIG welding, we'll see. It's going to probably be embarrassing. As you see, these hoses, these hose clamps, this is awful for the ICV. I'm keeping the ICV like I showed in the last video. I did some dash 10 fittings on there, TIG welded those. I am not good at TIG welding, but it'll hold. It's sealed. So I'm going to be remaking the piping, and the MAF is way down here, real close to this frame rail, and this 90 is real close to the headlight. So the reason I really have to do all this is because I'm putting a vibrant clamp on the end here, and it's going to clamp to the throttle body, because the bigger throttle body I'm using actually has less meat on it to clamp to than the stock one even has. So it's been an issue of blowing out my headlight when it pops off the throttle body. It's happened a handful of times. Not every time, but pretty often. So we're going to get that fixed. This is a Treadstone 4.5-inch intercooler. I haven't really showed much of that. It's a big boy. Here's the awful creation that got me by. It held 25 psi or so. It did the job, but it's time to improve it. Like I said, getting rid of this hack job, all this, and then I'll be going to the AN fittings and doing AN lines, and it'll look a lot cleaner. No hose clamps, nothing to worry about there. Here's my vibrant clamp. This is 3.5 inch. These are like $150 to $180. So hopefully I don't screw it up. Good news is you can buy the inner coupling parts and reuse the clamp. So if I mess up real bad, I have that option. And then this is a 3.5 to 3 inch 90 to replace that 90 there, and to replace this 3 inch to 3.5 coupling. So that should work out. This would be really easy to anyone who knows how to TIG weld and fabricate. I do not. So I might totally just throw away a bunch of money here, but I guess it's part of learning. I basically have to make this 90-45 deal here that connects to my MAF, and then this will connect to the other side of my MAF, and then this will connect to my throttle body. Sounds simple enough. Here's my super cheap TIG setup. I did it for about $1,000. It's a Lotus 200. It's not too bad. You can stick and TIG weld with it. I just got it for TIG welding and mainly to learn on. I wasn't going to buy something real fancy right away because I don't even know what I'm doing really. And after gun attachments, well, the welder was $500 brand new. And after attachments for the gun and the big tank of argon, that put me close to $1,000, real close. So I'll show you guys how bad I am at welding, I guess, in this video. I may not even post this because it might be a total fail, but you got to start somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere. So down here is a beautiful ZF 5-speed that is next in line to get grenaded. Hopefully that'll be a while yet. I got the clamp on, and I got the MAF welded down here to the 90. The tight 90 here. I actually put my headlight in here and it clears a lot better too, so that's awesome. The welds turned out all right. Like I said, I've never really done this. I've made a bunch of practice runs and stuff. I've never actually made something like that I was going to use, so this is going to be the first. It did penetrate all the way through the aluminum, so I'm sure it's going to hold. It's just not going to look amazing. I'm about done. I just cut this bottom 90 here. Fits pretty good. Got to go weld it. And then I'm keeping this 90 coupling down here just so there's some movement and stuff, because we don't want it to all be too stiff, and then it helps install it and everything. So we'll see how that turns out. All right, so I got it all together. Looks pretty good, fits good. This here fits near perfect, but it doesn't have to. I don't know if I really explained that, but this clamp has 2 O-rings in it that seal inside of this sleeve, and then this vibrant clamp here holds it all together, and it actually allows this to move in and out some inside of this sleeve while it seals. So you don't want this all to be like solid mounted, because your engine moves a little bit, and that's why I left a coupling down here so this can all move. So next I'm moving on to my ICV. All right, so I had to pull off the intake manifold again. I just had a couple bolts holding it on. Had to pull it off again because when I was trying to set up my idle control valve, I found out there's just too much stuff going on over here, because I have my power steering reservoir over here set kind of like that. Because of my PPF manifold, I couldn't use the original mounts, and that's fine, because you know, if your power steering system doesn't leak, I mean, you really don't have to check it that often. So it's in the way now because I want to open this room up, because I have the fuel pressure regulator. These lines aren't so small anymore. You know, I got these huge AN fittings, and then I kind of have the vacuum block over here too. And I want to clean this area up because I can use it for my ICV. Now, a lot of people are probably like, just delete the dang thing. Well, I like the ICV. My tuner likes the ICV, and it catches idle so much better. It stop signs and stuff like that, and it's just so much, it's smooth. So I'm gonna keep it. And my solution is, you know, think like the M3. The M3 has it mounted down at the motor mount, but they actually have a mount on their motor mount for it. I don't. So I made one here out of some stainless, and I just twisted it to go from a 45 to a straight. Real simple, real simple. It's 1/8 inch. It should hold it fine. So I got a lot of wires around here. It's kind of a mess, ignore that. So that should sit somewhat like that down there, out of the way, and then I can get rid of this old mount that I had for a while. And I gained a lot more room down here. The only issue we have is that hose does not reach, the one that has the quick disconnect that goes to the power steering cooler. So I got on FCP and I ordered an M3 one. It should fit, I mean, it should reach. It's kind of in the same location, and the M3 is more of a straight shot, and it has a 90 on the end. This is more of a 45, and it should just line right up and pop right onto the cooler. So I basically built an M3 now, so I'm just gonna consider this car an M3. Sorry guys, just kidding, but it's definitely faster than your M3. So, all right, I think that's all I got for this video today. I still gotta weld the fitting on for my ICV, obviously, but I'm waiting on parts. I'm also waiting on a new starter. That kind of hurt to buy. I didn't really want to spend money on a starter, but I'm tired of going through junkyard ones. So I'm waiting on that. And then I'm waiting on a different style spacer. Here's my old one I was using. And hopefully we can get this fuel system primed and get a startup video here soon. I'm gonna make a quick outro here, because I forgot to talk about the mass airflow sensor. I said I was gonna talk about that this video because it's kind of important when you go turbo. The stock sensor only can read like 8 pounds of boost, and if you modify it or hack it or whatever, your couplings are always gonna blow off of it. So the HPX is the sensor that I run. You can buy this on bracingtuning.com. A lot of the tuners recommend this. You got the HPX and you got the HPX-E. The E is just an extended load. It'll read further than the normal HPX, but your tuner is gonna have, you know, they're gonna have their preference, which one they want. So make sure you always ask your tuner before you buy stuff like this, and they'll like you a lot more. So head over there. I'll put the link in the description to that website, and you can buy a lot of your turbo parts there, and it'll be much appreciated. Thanks, guys.